Hello friends, today I am going to explain you about dynamic memory allocation. Basically, dynamic memory allocation is used for allocating the memory dynamically. With the help of dynamic memory allocation functions like malloc, calloc, free and realloc, we can allocate the memory at the runtime. Before that, we have used the array. Array are the static, they need to be declared at the compile time. But whenever we need a dynamic memory allocation, we need to allocate the memory dynamically. In the dynamic memory allocation, we can allocate memory at runtime, or user may give some input for that, and we can allocate the memory. For using the dynamic memory allocation, we need to include the file stdlib.h. Now I am going to explain you each and every function like malloc, calloc, free and realloc one by one. So we will understand here how the malloc function work and the calloc function work. Now we are moving ahead to the malloc function. Now you can see here the malloc function. The malloc function basically a memory allocation function. It is available in the C. It is used for the dynamic memory allocation. You can see here the syntax of malloc function. ptr equal to cast type pointer malloc byte size. Here we need to understand this syntax. ptr basically a pointer variable that can store the address of this memory block or the memory block allocated by the malloc function. Here cast type pointer means we need to cast a address into a particular data type. Suppose if you are allocating a memory for the integer, you need to write here int pointer. Like you can see in the example, ptr equal to int pointer malloc 100 into size of int. Here int pointer is the type casting because we are allocating the memory for the 100 integer variables, because this is the integer, that is why we have written here int pointer. And the malloc function having a single argument, that is why we have written here 100 into. So the symbol stands for the into, 100 into size of int. So this is the star. 100 into size of int means 100 is the number of elements. Size of int means that particular size of the integer type. It can be 2 or 4 depending on the compiler. The total memory will be 100. Suppose the size of int is 4, so it will be the memory size will be the 400 block size. Now I am going to explain this program. I have written this program on the compiler. Just I am opening the compiler. Wait for 1 second or 2 seconds. So what is the benefit for the compiler? We can also execute this program and check out the output. What is the output there? Okay, here is the program. First two lines that you can see, we are including the header files stdio.h. It is a familiar one, but the stdlib.h we have used here. Why we have used here stdlib.h? Because we are using the dynamic memory allocation functions. Here the int main. After that we have declared one pointer variable and another two variable n comma I. Here we are allocating the memory for n equal to 5. You may also take it from the user side, or it may be have any value. It may have any value. N equal to 5. I have taken that you have take any value. Now we are allocating the memory dynamically. We have written here ptr equal to int pointer malloc n into size of int. Here n is the number of elements. Size of int means that the size of particular data type. Here int may be 2 byte or 4 byte. So if n equal to 5 and the size of int equal to 4, the total memory will be allocated will be 20 byte. After allocating the memory, we need to check whether the memory allocation is successful or not. That is why we have checked if ptr equal to null. If ptr contains null, it means memory allocation is failed. If the memory allocation is failed, then you need to exit the program or terminate the program by writing the exit 0. If it is not so, memory allocation is successful, then we need to execute the else program. Here we have written the memory successful allocated. Now we have written the for loop I equals to 0, I less than I plus plus, ptr of I equal to I plus 1. Here I is starting from the 0 because the indexing starts from the 0 and it goes to the n minus 1. That is why we have taken I less than n. And now we are initializing the block value ptr of I equal to I plus 1. After that we have print those values with the help of second for loop. After that we have deallocated the memory with the help of free function. So whenever you are allocating the memory dynamically, you need to deallocate the memory with the help of free function. Now we are moving ahead. Now we are going to explain the calloc function. So basically calloc is a dynamic memory allocation function. It stands for contiguous allocation. It also allocates the memory dynamically. Here we can see the syntax. ptr equal to cast type pointer calloc n comma element size. Here you can see the difference. Here we are passing the two arguments and we are also typecasting the value. And you can compare this function with the malloc function. Malloc having the one argument and the calloc having the two argument n comma element size. Basically, what is the difference between the malloc and calloc? When we have to use the malloc and when we have to use the calloc? The answer is malloc function having the one argument and the memory allocated by the malloc function having the garbage value. But in case of calloc function receives two arguments and the memory block allocated by the calloc function having initialized by 0. Means the default value of each block is 0. In case of malloc it is garbage, but in case of calloc it is 0. So this is the basic difference between the malloc and calloc. Whenever you want your memory will be initialized by 0, you need to use the calloc function. Like you can see the example, ptr equal to float pointer calloc 25 comma size of float. Here float pointer is the typecasting because we are allocating the memory for the float variables. 25 is the size of is the number of elements because we are allocating the memory for the 25 float variables, and the size of float is the size of particular data type. In this case this is the float. It may be 4 byte, 8 byte or 2 byte. Now I am going to explain with the help of program. See the program. In the program the header files are the same as we have discussed about the malloc function. The same code is here. The difference is we have written here we are using calloc function for dynamic memory allocation, and the everything is same. ptr equal to int pointer calloc n comma size of int. Here we have used the calloc function for allocating the memory dynamically. You can see ptr equal to int pointer calloc n comma size of int. Otherwise what we have discussed in the malloc function is same, and the for loop is same, and the output for loop is same, and the free is same. Now we are moving ahead to the realloc function. Basically realloc function help us to modify the memory allocated by the malloc and the calloc. Calloc. Malloc function assign the memory block, and with the help of realloc function we can modify that block. We can increase the size or we can decrease the size. The realloc basically help us to modify the memory blocks that have been allocated dynamically by the malloc or realloc. And I will explain the program with the help of my editor. I have already written the program here for the realloc. You can see the header file are the same, int main and int pointer ptr int can n comma I we already have discussed. We have used the calloc function for allocating the memory n equal to 5. Here you will see the how we can use the realloc function. Suppose we want to allocate a memory for 10 integer variables. So how we can reallocate the memory? Here ptr equal to realloc ptr comma n comma size of int. Here the realloc ptr comma, this ptr is the memory block that we have taken before. Here n is the new size, here n is the new size, and size of int is the size of the integer variable. So with this way we can resize the memory block. Now we are moving ahead with the free method. Basically free is the method is used for deallocating the memory. Whenever you are allocating the memory dynamically, so this is the responsibility of the programmer, deallocating that memory dynamically. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.